2001: A Space Odyssey, an Oscar-winning film produced by Stanley Kubrick, shows man's evolution and advancement along with its reliance on the tools it creates. The first 40 minutes can be summarized quickly. Primal man learns how to use bones as tools thanks to the monolith. Man, over the course of millions of years, develops new tools, finally using these tools to travel in space along with the help of artificial intelligence known as HAL 9000. The film is not liked by some because it is a slow, long movie with little dialogue to clarify what is going on. Of the 142 minutes, only 40 of them contain speech. This was done intentionally, as Kubrick believed that film is just another example of art. It can and should be viewed as such. Garth Edwards, director of Rogue One, said that A Space Odyssey is a movie blockbuster while also being as artistic and abstract as you can get. It is a phenomenon of its time. Kubrick and his editor, Ray Lovejoy, are able to create art in the editing process. According to Looking at Movies, editing is the process of selecting, arranging, and assembling the essential components of a movie, visual, sound, and special effects, to tell a story in a unique way. It might seem that editing is simply taking out what is unnecessary and cutting in parts filmed later, but editing is a powerful aspect of movie making. Editing done well can give meaning to a movie that was not shown or said otherwise. I will talk about two examples of this from 2001: Space Odyssey. They are jump cuts and the Kuleshov effect. Jump cuts are essentially what the name suggests. It is a sudden jump from one cut to another that does not necessarily flow. This discontinuity can enhance the uneasiness of a scene, like in the runaway scene in the French film Breathless, produced by Jean-Luc Godard. A jump cut can also show a jump in time, as in Space Odyssey. Millions of years pass by in this single jump cut, but it summarizes the time quite clearly. The bone turns into a spaceship, showing how man progressed to creating more complex tools, but using them the whole time to get where they are. The Kuleshov effect is editing that adds a completely new meaning that acting alone does not show. For example, in 2001: A Space Odyssey, the audience sees and hears the two men talking privately separate from Hal. Next, the audience sees Hal. Then the audience goes back to the lips of the two men talking privately without sound. Never was it said, but the audience understands from the cuts that Hal was reading the crew's lips. Order matters in the Kuleshov effect. Had the audience seen Hal first, then the scene of them talking, the audience would not have thought that Hal was reading lips. 2001: A Space Odyssey is truly a work of art, especially the cuts where Kubrick wanted the film to be subjective. As he said, they are the areas I prefer not to discuss because they are highly subjective and will differ from viewer to viewer. In this sense, the film becomes anything the viewer sees in it. If the film stirs the emotions and penetrates the subconscious of the viewer, if it stimulates his mythological and religious yearnings and impulses, then it has succeeded.